Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we're going to be talking about piece by piece. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. Okay, so this is about Pharrell Williams. This is basically a documentary on his life in the form of Legos. That's what's going on here. Now, Pharrell I imagine you know who he is. You probably know him from probably his most well-known song that's used all the time. "Happy," which was used in Despicable Me Too. I hear that song so much, it's kind of driving me. It's driven me insane, and I don't want to hear it anymore. So, because it's been overused to death. Yeah, that's like his main song. "Happy." But that's not his only song. But that's the song I know more than any of them. Yeah, he's been around for a long time, and he really like hit it big in like the 2010s. That's when he really hit it big. And yeah, so obviously this movie would appeal to like fans of his, super fans of his, and it's not just Pharrell Williams. Like quite a few people are up in here who are part of this thing. A lot of very well known, people within like the music business. We got Kendrick Lamar, Ken Brick Lamar, if you will. That's what people called him when they saw him in the trailer. You got him. You got Jay Z. You got Snoop Dogg. There's Daft Punk right there. See, well, we got Gwen Stefani. You got Justin Timberlake. The Busta Rhymes. Quite a few people in here. So I guess that's a pro. All these like musical, artists in this movie, including Pharrell. I guess I'd label all their presences as a pro because they're all recognizable, even in Lego form. So label that as a pro. Another pro is that reviews for this movie are very good. Actually, it has an 81% critic score, a 92% audience score, and an A cinema score. So word of mouth across the board is very good. So I will label that as a pro. Another pro is that this movie's very unique in how it's like done because this is most documentaries are done kind of the same. They're kind of cookie cutter in a way where you're like, oh, you just get like these real people. You just have them do like interviews and show like footage, while they're talk. There's a very much a format with like documentaries. This one does it in a very unique way where you don't use live action people. You make it animated, which definitely helps it stand out amongst everything else, especially when it's like Lego. Because we haven't had a Lego movie in theaters since 2019. So yeah, it's been a minute since we've had like a movie with this style. So yeah, just the style of this movie, I would label that as a pro. And I think that's it with pros. That's all the pros I can think of. Okay, cons. Okay, the Lego movie is. Can this movie be classified as part of that franchise? Because I know those Lego movies were from Warner Brothers, but this still has the same style as those. I feel like I have to talk about the Lego movies because I don't think I've ever really done that on the channel. So I'm just gonna talk about the Lego movies. Let's talk about them. The Lego movie, like, damn, like what happened here? Like, what went wrong? Seriously, I don't know what went wrong. I really don't. Because like the first movie was so successful like 10 years ago. Like when it came out, expectations were low. People were like, a movie about Legos? Well, Hollywood's hit rock bottom. But they got the right creative people to do this thing. They got Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Okay. Two guys who are known for their quality work. With Clive with a Chance of Meatballs and in the Jump Street movies. and then later on with the Spider-Verse movies. So, yeah, with this, when it came out, it was widely acclaimed, huge hit at the box office, made almost 500 million worldwide on a budget of like 60 million. It was robbed, fucking robbed of the best animated feature Oscar. It wasn't even nominated, which was some trash. Like I'll never forgive the Oscars for that one because that was just a stupid decision. But and obviously everyone knows about the "Everything Is Awesome" song from the Lego Movie. So yeah, Lego Movie smash hit. So you think it's gonna be like a franchise that's gonna stay around. First movie was a big hit, so you expect it to be like a strong franchise. We have Lego Batman in 2017, which did all right, didn't do as well as Lego Movie, but didn't really need to really. But it opened with like 53 million, made like 175 million in the States, 310 million on a budget of 80 million. Pretty good. Still good. We're on a good track. And then later that year, Lego Ninjago movie happened. And that's when everything went wrong. That's when everything took a hard left turn. And yeah, Lego Ninjago movie was a flop. It bombed. Nobody cared about it. It wasn't even related to the show that I've never seen, but people like rave about all the time. That show went on for so long, like it's crazy how long that show lasted. Yeah, this wasn't even related to that, and yeah, 70 million budget, 122 million worldwide, flop, undisputed flop, and we end with Lego Movie 2, which you think would be a hit because it's Lego Movie 2. It's not a spin off, it's a mainline entry. So you think people would care. Nope. Flop. This thing bombed. It only made like 105 million domestically, 190 million on a budget, 99 million. This is like literally less than half of the first movie. Disaster. Franchise killer. Pretty much. So yeah, it still shocks me to this day just how fast the Lego movies died at the box office, especially considering how high like it once was, and then to see it just fall, just fall so far in such a short amount of time. It's just crazy. So yeah, the Lego movies like they had their time in the sun with the first movie and Lego Batman, and then they fell off tremendously afterwards. So yeah, just the Lego movie like history. I'm gonna label that as a con because even though this isn't connected to those movies, it still has the same style. So people are probably gonna think it's a part of those movies. So what happened with the Lego movies? I'm gonna label that as a con. Another con is I feel like this movie's appeal is too narrow. Like I feel like this movie is really only gonna appeal to Pharrell Williams super fans, and that's kind of it. Like it doesn't seem like anyone else really like cares about this thing. So just its narrow appeal, I'm gonna label that as a con. Another con, there's direct competition out like right now. There's Wild Robot, which has been doing pretty darn well the last few weeks. So you have that to deal with. And I won't say Transformers 1 because that poor thing's a flop, which is a shame because it deserved better. But Wild Robot is very much an issue. Families are still going to see that. So Wild Robot is definitely a con here. Another con is the fact there's too many movies coming out this weekend. Only one of them is getting any real traction. That one being Terrifier 3. Everything else is just floating around, just there to exist. So obviously that's a con. I guess another con is that this movie has a pretty low theater count. I think it's like less than 2,000. I will check to be sure, but I think it was like 1,800 last I remembered. Let me see. Yes, I was right. 1,800. That's not an overwhelming amount of theaters. So this movie's, so the chances of this being like a hit are not great, judging by like the theater count. So that's a con. And yeah, I think that's it. So opening weekend, the early numbers I've seen, this is projected to hit 3 million. Oof. Um, yeah, 3 million. I guess I'm gonna stick with that. And it's total. I don't know. It's reviews tell me it'll have a long life, but its box office tells me that it won't. So I guess I'm gonna split it down the middle. I'm gonna say 7 to 9 million. Let's go with that. 7 to 9 million, and that's it for that. Okay, we got two more movies. We got Saturday Night and then Terrifier 3, and then we're done for the weekend. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. All previous prediction videos I made this year, the past few years. You want to watch any of them? Go right ahead. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results results for any particular month. September recap will come out next week. October recap won't be till November, probably the first or second week of November. So stay tuned for that as well. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. There's also uh yeah, the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I've talked about Piece by Piece once. It was episode 230. I talked about it alongside Dogman, Blink Twice, and Monkey Man. Okay. That's the one only time I talked about it. So yeah, and I remember like just the announcement of this movie just perplexed me with Piece by Piece. I thought it was such a strange concept. But yeah, but that was the one time I talked about it, episode 230. So if you want to watch that video or any other cancel episodes I've made, all 250 of them, you want to binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that. So go do it. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.